This is One on One. Brandon Steiner is the author of You Gotta Have Balls and the founder and CEO of Steiner Sports Marketing. Good to see you, Brandon.
It's great to be here, and I do want to just emphasize that "You Gotta Have Balls" was my mother's favorite line, as the book is dedicated to her, as she just gave me those elbows. You gotta have balls, don't be spineless. Look at that person, be fearless, go all the way.
Your mother.
Yeah, my mom was a big part of the inspiration, and I talk a lot about that in the book. It's not a typical sports book, so
no, it's not.
And it's a lot about the lessons that I've learned along the way. But You Gotta Have Balls is really not anything to do with male, female, or anything else. It's a book about nerve.
Going for it. And by the way, you should make it clear, as a longtime Yankee fan, one of the first times I really became clear on who you are and what you do, even though your business is celebrating what anniversary?
It's our 25th anniversary at Steiner Sports. I was worried if I'm going to be around 25 days. So, 25 years in a town like this has just been a blessing, and I'm extremely grateful.
Well, Steiner Sports has all kinds of memorabilia. You guys have a great program that I've seen on the air for many, many years where there's stuff, all kinds of memorabilia. I have your stuff all over my house. One of the first times I went to Yankee Stadium, the new Yankee Stadium, I'm starting to get dirt. I'm getting dirt that you guys got from the old Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Tell folks, in 2008, you guys cut the exclusive deal at the old Yankee Stadium to do what?
Well, I had my eye on that new stadium as soon as Lon Trost and Randy Levine told me about that they were going to build a new stadium. I was like, what are we doing with the old one? And my eyes kind of got really, really big.
And there it is. They're breaking it down right now, piece by piece.
The first thing I was like, wow, this is going to be unbelievable. First, I'm a kid who came to get in the stadium, and now I'm going to have an opportunity to kind of own it and take it apart and make sure that, well, that was what kept me up a lot of nights, is what am I going to do with the stadium so that every Yankee fan would have a piece? And I thought it kept me up a lot of nights, a lot of responsibility. It started with the dirt. It started with the grass, the legal kind. We lifted the grass,
right,
and freeze-dried it. The seats, the lockers, the freeze up above, the facade, the foul poles, the black out in the outfield. They did a partnership with Reggie Jackson. It's like if you went on SteinerSports.com, you would see these pieces of black autographed by Reggie. That was his idea. There's the lockers. There's the locker room. There's the carpet in the locker room. There's these bricks we found in the old batting cage, which I was dying of trying to find bricks. We found 9,000 bricks in Monument Park. Couldn't find any bricks. Now, there definitely were some bricks, but in the batting cage on one of my last trips when the season was going on, I looked up above, we found 5,000 cold bricks from 1929.
You gotta have balls.
Sexy brick.
Having balls is one thing, but here's the other thing. Where'd you get the vision to sit there, look at the stadium and say, wait a minute, we could take this apart, we can cut the deal. I'm not gonna ask you the details, I know you won't tell me anyway.
I will.
But you had to also say to yourself, wait a minute, cost-benefit analysis, return on investment. I believe there's a market for this.
Well, I was hoping to put together a collection. I thought that, the Yankee Stadium obviously was one of the great stadiums on the planet. I thought it was special. I think the Yankee brand is special. I wanted to do something special with it. So, it was a risk. It was $16.5 million up front. I know I had the Yankees with me as a partner. They were with me. We cut a deal with the city. But I knew there was a responsibility, and I knew that I wanted to make sure that everybody got a little piece. That was where the risk was, not just sell it off and get as much money as you can, but I want to do a lot of amazing things so that the legacy of the stadium would carry on with thousands and thousands of people. And I got to tell you, it was ballsy. It was a little bit of, it was a little out of character. I'm not sure it was the best financial move. I think we'll end up okay on it, and it will make a little bit of money. But it was really just more of the fact of, when you're in the business that I'm in, you got to get something like that right. And you got to do what you got to do, because that's what our business is all about. And the Yankees are a big part of what we're about. So you want to treat that stadium with respect.
But Brandon, they're not the whole thing.
Yep.
A couple of the keys to this book. And by the way, as a student of business and leadership, this is a book about leadership and business and life. So a couple of keys, and I want you to elaborate on them. You say here, play the game, not the score. Go.
Well, just watch Derek Jeter. You can never tell what inning it is. And that's how it should be in your office. When you go to your office, can I tell whether you did a big deal or not do a deal, won a deal, lost a deal, 9 in the morning, 5 at night? I shouldn't be able to tell. Come in my office 24/7, you see the same Brandon Steiner.
So the Steinerisms, all right? Some of these Steinerisms that really stand out that you would say anybody, particularly someone right now who's struggling, maybe lost a job, trying to get a job and competing for it, not sure how it's going to play out in these tough times. Go.
A recession is a terrible thing to waste. And, with everybody's, with a little bit of a bust, there's always a boost. There's somebody on the other side that's willing to do something great when somebody else maybe is suffering. Keep looking. Be resilient. To me, I started Steiner Sports probably in the worst economic times 25 years ago. So you never know when your opportunity is right around the corner. Just be prepared and be ready. I think a lot of people, I think one of my better Steinerisms, but plan your tomorrow today.
Plan your tomorrow today.
Yeah, I mean, you know, really spend some time. I don't think it's quantity, it's quality. You know, when you decide what you want and you want to go after it, get the quantity a little smaller and put more energy and effort into understanding what it is you want and what's behind it. So when the opportunity arises, you're prepared.
What about this one? The secret of what else?
What else is everything? It's value proposition. You know, everything needs to be what else times what's next will get you first to market. So when I think about what else, it's how can I help you? How can I help you grow? I never walk in a company or in a sales conversation and think about what I want to sell. It's how can I help you grow? What do you need? What's missing? What else? What else is going on here that maybe would make your company or your situation better? And then can I relate that to services or products that I could provide? What else is huge? What else times what's next gets you first to market? You show up first to market a few times in your lifetime, you'll have a brand that people will recognize, respect, and love.
When you started Steiner Sports, you said, sports marketing, you said, I was hoping around for 25, weeks, months, whatever. Now it's 25 years. Could you have envisioned, A, that you'd be where you are today, but also just having a sense for a few minutes talking to you? My sense is you're not one of those folks who's satisfied easily with where you are, even though you've had huge success. Do you think much about the next 5 years, 10 years? Hey, there's where I want to be? Or do you say, hey, I'm good. I'm standing pat with this hand right now?
Not at all. I mean, first of all, do I expect to be where I am today? Yes. Because as a kid, I always thought about it, that I was going to run a company.
Where'd you grow up?
Brooklyn. And when you grow up in Brooklyn, you've got to be territorial, you've got to be tough, you've got to understand people. And my mom and I always talked about me running a bunch of companies and being able to build a little bit of a, kind of somewhat of an empire. So I was always excited to do that. I don't think I've done that quite yet, but I understood what it took. I went over that many, many times in my head. That I think was going to be sports and being able to be a partner with the Yankees or Notre Dame or have relationships with a Derek Jeter or an Eli Manning. No. I mean, that's a dream come true, and I'm extremely grateful. And believe me, when you have guys like that, you surely look really good.
Talk about the Notre Dame connections. Our 10-year-old son's a huge Notre Dame connection, real quick.
Well, that's a typical example. I mean, who would think a Brooklyn Jewish kid, goes to Notre Dame is going to get a deal done? But, I listened to them, and I heard them, and they're special about who they partner up with. And I made sure that I matched up with what I could provide with what they needed, and it was a home run. It's been a great partnership for Steiner and the Yankees.
The book is You Gotta Have Balls, how a kid from Brooklyn started from scratch, bought the Yankees and created a sports empire. Brandon Steiner, great book.
Great to be here.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Hackensack University Medical Center, Berkeley College, TD Bank, Qualcare Inc., a local managed care company covering 750,000 New Jersey residents, the law firm of Gibbons PC, Verizon Communications, and by the Russell Berry Foundation. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger and NJ.com, Everything Jersey, and by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association and its monthly magazine, New Jersey Business. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.